This evening, we will be playing the system called Tiny Wastelands by Gallanite Games and Alan Barr. We are using the anthropomorphic characters only of the mutated animals that are found as optional rules. Both of the characters will be that this evening. This adventure is calling Saving Cranberry City. This is the Thanksgiving edition 2019 of Tiny Wastelands. Everyone looks forward to Tea Day every year, a feast of food, drinks, games, and fun for the whole community. A few days before, each community will send a representative to Cranberry City to purchase a cart full of fresh cranberry sauce. Sandy Catzenbauch has returned with dire news. Cranberry City was laying siege to, and there is some bandit warlord that has taken over, threatening to destroy the cranberry sauce factory unless he receives ransom from all the surrounding communities. You and your community are not going to stand for this type of barbarism. The Sage of Leftovers has called for you to meet with her to give you some items for you to go to Cranberry City and rescue and save the cranberry sauce plant. We're playing in a post-apocalyptic setting where there are no humans. Everybody is a mutated type of animal. And as we start out, you've heard the news, both Red and Sir Erky. You've heard the news from Sandy coming back, this dire news. And as you get the call to go meet with your village elder, the Sage of Leftovers, as you see in that picture there, Red, why don't you tell me about Red?
So Red is a middle-aged fox, being 3 years old, and she's a big fan of Tea Day and the cranberries, both the band and the food. So yeah, she's getting ready to power up her muscle car to get down and collect some bad guy heads and some cranberries.
All right, perfect for Red. What about our other characters, Sir Erky?
Sir Erky is a saint of lost causes. He knows that Turkey's sole purpose is to be the centerpiece of Tea Day, and it may actually be him that ends up on that dinner table, but he is disappointed that anybody would mess around with this sacred day. So Sir Erky has set out to join this party to rectify the situation and punish whoever is messing with the general order of things.
You both make your way to the house of where the Sage of Leftovers lives, and you walk in as you see her there in her hat, and she's smoking her pipe. As the you get a whiff of pumpkin spice coming out of the pipe itself, and she says, please come in. You two have been selected to go to Cranberry City and do away with this warlord that has taken over and is threatened to destroy the cranberry sauce plant. We cannot have that. Some of the other communities will bow down to the warlord, but we are not going to do that. And that's why I've called you two brave souls from my community to go. Sir Erky, I have something for you. And she reaches down and she picks up this bow and this arrow. She says, I have the green bean casserole bow and arrow for you. And you see this bow that is glowing green, and you see the arrows that are green with seems like they have something dripping off of the end of the shaft itself. And she says, take these and use them. You have only 6 of these arrows made for this bow, but a true hit will do extra damage to any of your targets. So the green bean casserole bow and arrow will actually do 2 points of damage on a hit. Sir Erky.
Sir Erky kneels down and he gobbles twice. Gobble, gobble, and says, "You will have my sword and my bow." And he rises solemnly. And he bows.
She puffs on her pipe some more as the pumpkin spice starts filling the air again and looks towards you, Red, and she says, "Oh, Red, I think this will work best for you. You're kind of sneaky and you're kind of like to move around and hide from people. So what better way to sneak around and throw something in their general direction?" And she opens up a little crate of these orange-looking grenades, and she says, "These are these sweet tater casserole orange smoke grenades. You toss them, and in a 20-foot radius, the orange smoke will appear and cause disadvantage to anyone who's trying to do anything in that area. And you have 6 of them to use if you need them."
Oh, excellent. So she takes the grenades and puts them in her bag, and she says, "Don't worry, we won't fail you. There'll be plenty of delicious cranberry for the turkey for the dinner." Yeah.
Yes. Yes, please return with our cart full of purchased cranberry sauce because the tea day will just not be the same without it. And some of Sir Erky's kinfolks too. I'm sorry, but you start out in your vehicles. You make your way to your vehicle, Red. Tell me about the kind of vehicle y'all going to be going to travel to Cranberry City.
So, being this is a very important mission, we decided to talk about the muscle car. It's red, of course. Hardened steel machine gun mounted to the top, and it's also a lowrider when I feel like it.
All right, perfect. You start out as a driver, and Sir Erky makes his way into the passenger side. It's going to be probably several hours to get there as you head out from your little community, and there's a couple of spots that you have to go through that are sometimes you're roaming bandits and such are through that area. And one of the worst parts is the pecan pie forest that you have to make your way through. Y'all start out the first part as you start the roadway starts being surrounded by all these trees and all these pecan trees. As you start making your way through, it gets kind of dark. The day turns into a dark, cloudy day. You make your way the first probably 30 minutes through this area as you're heading to Cranberry City, and you don't meet any other travelers on the road or any things that would give you any surprise. You continue on through, and they're coming close to the edge and exiting the forest, and you start meeting a few of the other locals that are moving back and forth through some of the communities on their carts, and some of them are in their vehicles too, but they all wave at you and continue on their own with kind of a dire look on their face, probably knowing themselves that unless somebody saves Cranberry City, that they won't have any cranberry sauce this year either for their tea day. But you continue on after you exit the forest, and you come up on Cranberry City itself, and you notice it seems to be pretty desolate, pretty quiet. There's no vehicles, no traffic, anything going in or out of the area. And you notice one thing different. It seems like around the edge of the city, as far as you can see around it, appears to be some type of maybe drainage ditch or some kind of moat or something that has been dug around it. And you see smoke that is coming up, and this grayish looking smoke that is coming up from it as you approach.
Uh-huh.
What could that be?
I think that's our problem right there. Better mount the machine gun there, Erky.
You got it. The turkey flaps up and mounts the machine gun and trains his keen turkey eyes on the target.
All right, so I'm going to come in low. I'll be rumbling in with the muscle car.
Yep, you rumble up closer to where you can see, and it appears that even the road itself that you enter into Cranberry City has been dug out, and it seems to be a very deep kind of ravine, almost like an old moat around the castle itself. And as you get up there, you get the whiff of what's coming out of the pit, and both of you look at each other probably at the same time, and you recognize that this is a boiling pit of giblet gravy.
Oh boy. Red kind of looks at Erky, licks her lips, and then says, "We may need to jump this thing. Is there any embankment or something we could jump over it?"
Yeah, you could find probably something there that you could try to jump over it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna, because it's a low rider, so I'm gonna use the, I'm gonna start going like up and down to get like a little bounce going, and I would just want to drive at the embankment and try to jump over the gravy.
Yep, you can do that. Just make a standard test then.
Hold on, Ricky. You don't want to fall in there. Oh, double fours. That's not so good.
Oh no. Yep, you start across this pit and this moat or whatever, and as you start across, maybe it's a little bit wider than you thought it was. Maybe is the car. You make it, and the front end hits on the other side, and as it does, you know the rear wheels are not going to be enough to hit on sturdy ground, and the rear wheels kind of catch on the edge, and it's teeter-tottering back and forth.
Okay, so if I can, what I want to do is I want to try to use my psionic discipline. So I have telekinesis, and it says that under hurl, although I don't want to actually hurl it, it says I can move an object weighing as much as me without testing. But at the bottom, it says to hurl an object heavier than me, I can make a test with disadvantage. So I want to try to use it to pull the truck up.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I assume that would be with disadvantage, even though I'm not hurling it, but it's heavier than me. So. All right. All right. Hold on, turkey. Come on, baby. Another 4.
Oh, man.
They retired immediately. All right.
You try it, and it would seem at first it kind of pulls up, and you think you're going to get enough traction, you can gas and take it off, and it slips back down a little bit. But you seem that you think maybe you have it secured enough that it's not going to actually slip back into the giblet gravy boiling pit for right now.
Okay. So I say, I yell up, I say, all right, we'll leave the car here. We'll get it when we come back. I think it's in a good spot now.
The turkey is too shocked to actually answer. With that, boiling giblets and, the state of the vehicle, he is completely in an utter state of shock. And finally, he gobbles out of there and says, and he nods and says, "Let's go. Let's get out of here."
So I take the keys and I put them in the visor, and I didn't.
Right.
And then I get out and say, "All right, all right. We'll nobody's gonna see the car here. It's not too obvious. It's a big red car stuck in the middle of it. Nobody's gonna notice that." I say confidently and start heading towards the entrance of the.
I have no doubt, Fox. I trust your instincts. Yeah, and you see the turkey flapping behind him.
Yeah, y'all make your way on up to walk closer to where the buildings itself start into the city, and it's very quiet and almost serene feeling. You notice none of the shops are open. I mean, there's nobody, none of the residents that appear to be on the street. You don't really see much going as y'all maneuver yourself into the city. You make a couple streets, though, and you hear a noise, and you kind of hear, probably, Erky, you would recognize it at first. And you look down one of the side streets, and coming up the side street towards you, this picture is a double picture, so one of them you can ignore for right now. But you see these mutated, very large turkeys. They're moving towards you. You don't see the pumpkin man, but you see these mutated, large turkeys moving towards your area, and they start letting out what you would think would be some type of alarm call, and then they start running straight towards both of you.
How many are there?
There are 3 of them.
Okay.
So we can just roll initiative, 2d6, and add your deals together.
Yep. Okay. Oh, now I get a 6. I got 9 total.
9, okay, 9 for you. What about Erky?
D10?
No, a 2d6 and add together.
Okay. Ooh, 11.
Oh, nice.
All right. Erky, you get to lead us out as these 3 mutated, dire-looking, sick-looking turkeys that are just abomination to you and your kind are running towards you. And
Erky all of a sudden brings up his bow, the mighty green bow, and he shouts, "My order is dedicated to hunt down you renegade turkey!" And he trains the bow and lets it fly.
all right.
And it's 2d6. And I got 1 and 2.
Yep, one of those arrows just kind of, maybe it was stayed in the casserole too long, as the green bean arrow just kind of dissipates before it gets there.
And he says, "By Gobulus, Cranberrius, and Giblus, your divine might is not with me today."
Remember, you have 2 actions. You haven't moved or done anything else. You can do something else if you would like.
Okay, he summons the name of the holy turkeys that have guided his turkey order for centuries, and shoots again. And this time he scores 6.
All right. One of those arrows finds its true mark and hits one of these 3 mutated, dire-looking turkeys running towards you. And as it hits it, it just starts like it was in this long run towards you, and it just kind of starts tumbling over like a tumble on itself. But you see it fall on the ground, and it's not moving.
He says, "Take that, you jive turkey!"
Red, we are up to you now as you see one of them go down.
Ah, feeling maybe a little bit more comfortable that we're not going to die, because the turkey is quite a killer, apparently. She will... so I get an extra action because of my quick move, and I can use it to move or evade. So I'm going to use it for evasion. So I'm evading. But then for my other action, my regular action, I'm going to throw my... I've got like this... if you ever saw Krull, I have like a glaive.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to throw it. That's my master weapon. I'm going to throw it at one of the turkeys, and I'm going to be like, "Take that!" And I got a 5 is good, right? I get 2 1s and a 5. Okay, so I got 1 hit. Okay.
Yep, it hits into it and does 1 point then.
Okay. And then, of course, it spins back to me. And I flourish a bit. And if that thing's still coming, I yelp and I throw it again at the same one.
Yep, it's still coming.
Okay, and I got a 5 and a 6 that time, so that's another hit.
Yeah, as your weapon hits it, it just spins around and cuts its neck off, and it falls down to the ground. So now one of them is running straight towards you, and you can hear it letting out the even louder noise coming from it to probably alert others or something that you maybe would not know yet, but it's coming straight towards you, and it's going to run towards you, Erky. And it does, it just almost jumps and flies with those talons. And it drives into you, and will do 1 point of damage to you, Erky, as it drives into you.
He gobbles and says, "No problem. Your fear of death is disgrace to our kind."
And it is back to you because it used one of its actions to actually move on up to y'all. So that's all it can do right now. It's on top of you, Erky.
Okay. Using his acrobatic movement, he does some, pretty cool looking turkey flips and shoots another arrow at the assailant. And I score 6. Excellent.
Yep, you're able to get a shot off at it and hit it again as this arrow drives into it. You see it and fall to the ground and not moving. But as it does, both of y'all roll me 2d6, just standard, and let me know if you succeed.
Nope.
Nope, failed.
You hear coming from behind y'all and turn and look, and you see this pumpkin-headed thing walking down the street holding this large axe. And you know this is the dreaded pumpkin pie-headed man as it's moving towards you with this huge 2-bit axe. And we'll keep the same initiative. I guess, Red, we will be up to you then.
Okay, so I see him, and I say, is he close enough that I can throw my weapon at him?
Yeah, he's probably, you would think, 30 feet away.
Okay, so I'm going to. I'll say I'll look around. I want to take a second to kind of look around to see where I could run to if need be.
Yeah, there's some buildings and shops and stuff that are close by. None of them appear to be opened. I mean, but there's some buildings and shops and little alleyways.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to eyeball an alleyway because what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack him, but then if he doesn't go down, I'm going to move. Well, I missed, so he definitely doesn't go down. So I'm going to then go. Quick! They're going to catch us, and I'm going to use my free action to move towards the alleyway, and then my other action, I'm going to throw one of those smoke bombs at him.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, that time I got a 5 and a 6, so that should probably.
Yep, the smoke bomb hits and is just out of range of where Erky is, so that's good. And it goes off, and like I say, you can smell the sweet scent of sweet potato casserole coming out of the smoke itself. But this orange smoke is covering the area. It is going to. Let's see. It's up to it. Let me just see it. It moves out of the smoke, and it somehow maybe sense where you were going or whatever, and it's there looking towards both where you are, Erky, and where you've kind of run, Red, yourself.
Oh, man.
And you see it open its mouth, and it looks back towards you, Erky, and as it does, it just spews out all these pumpkin seeds straight towards you. Make me a save, just a regular 2d6 save.
Nope, that's a failure.
Oh, no.
All these pumpkin seeds just hit you, and you just, it's smelling rotten, like rotten pumpkins that have rotten in the field itself as they all hit and spray into you.
Uh-oh.
And as they do, you will, next turn, everything you do is going to be at disadvantage as you just reek and stench of it. And it's going to keep moving towards both of you after it does that, and it's back to you now, Erky.
Erky shouts, "It is our sacred duty as every turkey to die an honorable death for charity, for truth, for T-Day! Gobble, 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 gobble!" And he attacks back with that arrow. Another 6.
All right, perfect.
Crazy.
Your arrow strikes into wherever you want it to on the pumpkin-headed man, the pumpkin pie man, but he keeps moving towards you.
Oh, boy. He has second action, right?
Yep.
Okay, he's going to pull out his sword and charge at him.
Okay.
Goes, gobble, gobble, gobble! For T-Day! And he rolls 1.
No.
Oh, no. Yep, you charge at him, but I mean, just something, maybe it scares you of a stench on you as you get up there. And you see this happen, Red, as you're kind of there on the side of the alley, but you see Erky charge towards him, miss him. And you probably smell some of the stench where Erky was, but luckily it didn't affect you.
Okay. So seeing that he's engaged with the pumpkin, I'm gonna try to use my telekinesis power again, and I want to throw the pumpkin guy. Do you think he weighs more than me? Probably.
Yeah, he's pretty big. You would think he's probably 7-8 foot tall. I mean, he's pretty big. Pretty.
Yeah. If I can throw him to like a wall to try to smash his head, that's what I'll do. But otherwise, I'm just going to throw him back away from my turkey friend.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah. No, nothing. So that doesn't activate. So I'm like, God, this is not working so well today. Damn it! And I instead use my weapon on him, and I say, "Time to carve a jack-o'-lantern." And I got 6.
Yeah, it swings into him, and knocks out some pumpkin, and you see some of the seeds that are falling out of the side of the pumpkin, probably, but it is still standing up towards there. It's kind of teeter-totter some, but it's still standing.
All right, so
And,
I'm not gonna run away. So I'll use my my free things to evade.
all right.
Yeah.
You do that, and it's up to him. And this pumpkin thing with the seeds spilling out of it, though, it takes this big double bit axe and looks towards you, Erky, as you're standing right there in front of it. And it swings the first time and totally misses. The second time, it's going to swing back around. It's almost like using this big axe one-handed. You can tell this thing is probably pretty good shape. Swings the axe the second time and will hit you. You'll take 1 point of damage as it slices into you with this big axe.
He screams a painful, agonizing scream of, I don't know, pain. He goes, and falls down.
Oh no!
Oh, is you at 0?
No, he just falls down for dramatic effects. But
okay, I got you.
He's not completely dead or anything. No.
Yep, you fall down, and this thing looks at you, and just you can also almost see the smile come across its wicked-looking face as it's back to you, Erky.
Okay, Erky, gets up and he says, "I'm a survivor, but your death was ordained last month." Gobble, gobble, gobble. I'm still at disadvantage, right? Only one die?
No, you're back to regular now because you come out of that area.
Oh, awesome. And 5.
Yep, you swing into him and take some damage at him, and you see him stumble. But you appear to be that he's pretty injured right now.
Awesome.
Are you going to attack him again?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this time, no.
Yep, he's able to maneuver, even though he seems to be pretty injured. He's able to kind of maneuver out of your way enough to miss that one. But Red, he's not paying attention to you, Red. It's up to you.
All right, I'm going to use my weapon against him again. I'm going to throw it at him. I'm going to say, duck, turkey. 4, 4, and 6, so I hit.
Yeah, and you can tell me as you hit how this thing, whatever you do to it, where it seems to be deceased itself now.
Yeah, so I throw this thing, this boomerang, and I had made one slice in him before, but when it comes around this time, it makes a second slice. A chunk of the pumpkin falls out, and then he has like one of those like single tooth smiles, and then falls to the ground. And I catch it and I say, "Come on, turkey!"
No,
right behind you. Gobble, gobble, gobble. So the turkey picks up some chunks of the pumpkin, and he tries to collect some of the dead brethren, those other turkeys that try to attack him, and he drags them over to Fox. He says, "Maybe this year I won't be eaten. Maybe we can eat these guys." He lifts them up.
Well, that's not up to me, I say, and then I start walking towards the cranberry factory, if we know it.
Well,
yeah, y'all would know it's kind of in the middle of the city. That you continue the way you were on the main street. You would eventually run into it itself.
All right, maybe we'll try to go a roundabout way to avoid, because it's an alert was just set off. Do we go down an alleyway? Is that?
Yeah, there's alleyways you could sneak through and stuff.
Yeah, and if we're going to come to any main intersection, I'll pop out and use my sneaking ability to see if I can scout ahead a bit.
Yeah, as you're doing that, go ahead and use that for me and see if you can hear or see anything.
All right. 2, 3, and 5. So 5 is a success. So that's 1 success.
Yeah, you maneuver away and you're able to see when you can see. It appears that you see some more of these mutated, awful-looking turkeys that are patrolling some of the streets again. It appears they're looking maybe for whatever the alarm was set off, and you see some of them probably are headed towards the direction of where y'all just left itself. But they don't notice you, of course.
Okay. I say we should hurry because now they know we're here.
I'm ready to fly. Let's go. He flutters his wings and is moving quite fast.
All right, we're going to head in that direction. during this period, Red is thinking to herself that this would have been nicer to have the car. But she's going to keep her eyes open for any kind of rope raiding that she can, and if she sees a store that might have that, because she knows we're going to have to get the car out of the ditch later. So,
yeah, just roll standard 2d6 to see if you see anything just while you're passing by.
No, I don't. I haven't rolled 2 2s.
All right.
Nothing.
Y'all continue towards where the cranberry factory itself is, and as you get closer, looking outside the entrance, you see a large hand-painted sign that is in red paint, and it says "Closed for renovation." I mean, it's very crude made. It's a big sheet of plywood, and it says "Closed for renovation." But also standing outside the entrance to it, you see 2 more of those pumpkin pie head men that are standing outside of it, just standing like they're at Century or whatever.
Oh, man.
A turkey, he turns to Fox and says, "Maybe we can role play. I'll play one of these other turkeys, the turkey renegade, and we could pretend like I captured you."
Now, to me, turkeys all kind of look the same, to be honest, but not so much those turkeys. Those are pretty gross looking. Unless you want to pluck off some of your feathers.
Ow! And he plucks off a few feathers from himself to make himself look like it.
Okay.
The sacrifices that I make for the tea day. Gobble, 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 gobble. And he's pulling a bunch of other feathers off of his body.
Okay. So I guess once you get into disguise, yeah, we'll go for it. Let's do it.
Awesome.
All right, Erky, you want to approach the 2 pumpkin pie men with Red as the hostage? I mean, not a hostage, a hostage or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna try to very loosely bind Red's hands or paws, and without taking any of her weapons. But he's gonna basically lead her past these pumpkin guards, and he's gonna approach. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, they're going to stop you if you get up close to it. I mean, they're not going to let you walk by them without them probably checking you. But yeah, you're able to walk up to them if you want to.
Yep.
As you get there, they both look down at you, and they look back at each other. It worked. They look at you, and then they look at each other, and then you hear one of them, a voice come out, goes, "Take to boss. Take to boss." And points back towards to go on into the factory.
Yeah, without saying much, he just gobbles. He goes, "Gobble, gobble, gobble," and drags Red inside a headquarters.
Yep, you head on towards the main entrance of the factory. You see a bunch of the the loading bay doors that are open and the warehouse and stuff, and you see another one of the pumpkin guys that are standing there. But you also see this figure that is standing there, gobbling and talking to the pumpkin-headed guy.
Oh, boy.
You see him standing there, and it seems like he's chastising him and stuff, and he goes, "I am Lord Turkey. We are going to sabotage and take as much as we can, and we will defeat Tea Day all over every community. We will destroy the cranberry sauce factory. There will be no more of this awful tasting stuff. I prefer coconut cream pie."
Ooh.
He hasn't seen you yet.
Sacrilege. Turkey whispers to himself, "Oh, sacrilege!" And he unbinds the bindings, the fake bindings that he placed on Fox, and says, "I don't think he'll be convinced that you're my prisoner at all. Let's take him."
Well, hold on. Let me try to sneak up, and I'll close those. I want to make sure there's not another 20 pumpkin guys standing right around the entrance. So I'll get up there and slam the door shut, and then when I do, you well, actually, I don't even have to go right up to him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak to an angle where I can see inside the door without getting super close. If I can do that and stay hidden, and if I can do that, then I'm going to look through, and if there's nobody in there, then I'm going to, well, even if there is, I'm going to close the door with the psionics. And then once the door closes, you blast him with the green bean pie casserole.
Yep, you can attempt to sneak up there because it seems like he's chastising the pumpkin pie man and is not paying any attention to what's going on from y'all's direction at all.
Yeah, so that's what I want to do. I mean, I'm going to sneak up. Do you want me to roll for the sneak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I got 1-5. So yeah, the plan is to kind of get up. I guess I'm assuming that Turkey's hiding somewhere with the bow, and I just want to make sure that there's not like 100 pumpkin guys in there before I do this. And the plan is going to be is I'm going to close the doors. That way, nobody else can run out to help him. So we can just fight those two if need be.
Yeah, you appear to where you can peer into the warehouse itself. You don't see any of the pumpkin guys, but you do see more of the almost mutated turkeys. They don't appear to be as bad or maybe as big and stuff as the ones y'all have faced. But you see they're all working in there. They're all like going through stuff or tearing up crates and boxes, and it appears like they're dumping out and opening up cans of cranberry sauce and dumping them into like a large vat. There just seem to be some kind of workers or something more so.
Oh, geez. Okay, that's no good. So yeah, upon seeing that, I'm gonna slam the door shut to separate the boss from, and I guess the one pumpkin guy from the rest of those people, and I guess that'll be the signal that Sir Erky's going to shoot the bow if he wants to.
Sir Erky, he's gonna, come out and he's gonna shout, "Boss! Boss! Lord Turkey! They're intruders! Gobble, 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 gobble!" And he yells and he's running toward Turkey Master.
Ah, you're going to run towards Lord Turkey saying that? Okay.
Yeah.
As you do, he turns around. He hears the noise of the door closing, and he looks towards where you're running at him, and you see the smile come across his face. And as it does, you feel in your mind just this awful pain of a headache. You'll take 1 point of damage as he's blasted you with some kind of cynetic power, you would think. As he does, let's all roll initiative again. Oh man, this is not good for y'all. I just rolled 2 6s.
Oh, that's definitely not good.
Oh, brother.
I'm 9.
9 for red. Okay.
Oh no, I got 11.
Hey,
Good.
close. As he does that and realizes that you're not one of his minions, you hear him yell out, and y'all can all understand what he's saying. He looks at the pumpkin guy and goes, "Kill the intruder." The pumpkin guy is going to move towards you, Erky. And you see that he has what appears to be some type of Fashion sword or something. He doesn't have an axe, but he has a sword. He pulls out his gun towards you, and he's going to slice at you and miss totally. Lord Turkey is going to... are you still kind of hiding, Red, where you're at, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I am if I can be. That was my
Yeah, I mean, that's what I say. Let me see if he... oh, well, he notices you, though. The pumpkin guy doesn't, but Lord Turkey notices kind of where you're at, and he turns towards you in your area, and he goes, "You might as well come out of hiding, or I will kill your friend first." And as you do, you feel in that area... Yep, it doesn't work. You feel something kind of go off. You would know that it's something he's trying to use mind-wise, but it doesn't seem to affect you right now, Red. And we're up to you, Erky.
Erky, realizing that his jig's up, he shouts. He insults the Master Turkey. He says, "Your breasts are small and your legs are thin. You'd make a great, terrible disgrace on T-Day dinner table." And he shoots that green arrow and scores 5.
All right, you shoot arrow and hit Lord Turkey then, okay?
Yep.
Perfect. And what else would you like to do? You do know you got a pumpkin guy right on top of you too.
Yeah, he's gonna activate evade.
All right, that's good.
Yep.
And we're down to you, Red, man.
Okay, so I'm going to. So I step out, of the bushes or whatever, and I say, "It's funny because I was going to kill you last, but I guess not." And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the regular blast because since I think he's like a psionic. Actually, no, because I'm more of a badass than that. I'm going to try to throw the pumpkin guy at him.
Oh, you want to try to hurl the pumpkin guy back to hit him with it? Okay.
I'm going to throw the pumpkin guy at him. 4, so it doesn't do it.
Oh,
It's
man.
a little too heavy for me. So realizing that my mind powers have been sucking all day, I relied on what has been working, and I whip out the boomerang and I throw it out, and there I get a 5. So
All right. Yep, it hits him and comes back to you, of course.
and I'll evade for my free.
All right, you're going to evade 2. We'll go with the pumpkin guy, but on the top of you, Erky. He's going to try, as you're trying to evade him, he's going to miss you with his little sword. Lord Turkey looks towards where you are, Red, after you come out, and he goes, "Sneaky, cunning little foxes, y'all are just not as smart as you think you are, not as smart as I am." And you feel, again, something in your area, and it will not work again. It does not go off. But you see after he does that, he kind of grunts and squints, and he tries something else, and it still don't go off. So we're up to you, Erky.
All right, he responds. It's like, smart as a turkey? Well, I'm a turkey, and I know that I'm not that smart. Gobble, gobble, gobble. He charges, and he swings at Lord Turkey.
All right.
And that's a 5.
Yeah, you're going to move and hit Lord Turkey, and well, you're just using regular sword, right? Okay.
Yeah, regular sword.
All right, you're able to hit into him, so that's your 2 actions, because you had to move up to him. We're down to you then, Red.
All right, well, not one to just give up. I'm going to try something different. I'll use the blast, which is just a regular test. Double 5s, so that works. It says test to deal 1 damage at range, so I guess it does 1 damage with psychic blast.
Yep, I've got it open because some of the stuff that you got, he has also by coincidence.
Yeah.
But yep, you're able to blast into him and stuff. That works.
Yep, so I do that, and then I will, and then I'll throw my blade again. I don't like to.
All right.
Yeah, because I can't. Well, it's okay. So if I do shatter, it says enemies. So can I exclude Young's character because he's not an enemy?
Yeah, that's why I would rule it because I mean, yeah, it would. It's kind of like you exclude him from the actual damage if it works.
Okay, I'll try it. That I only get a one roll dice on that. So let's see if we get it. No, roll a 3. Doesn't go off.
All right. The pumpkin pie guy sees as you run past him, Erky, he's kind of puzzled, so he's going to use his first deal to move up to you and try to slice into you again. And he will hit you this time. You'll take 1 point of damage from his sword as he gets into you, Erky. And Lord Turkey, he just looks at Sir Erky and kind of like in disgust, thinking that you're just, you're one of those ones that just didn't grow up. I mean, you're not worth buying from the dollar store. He ignores you and he looks towards Red and goes, "This time I will show you the great power of the mind that I have." And this time he will hit you with some type of blast as it gives you a horrible headache and you'll take 1 point of damage, Red. And then he is going to take both of his hands up above his head and just take them and clap them together. And nothing happens.
Oof.
So we're at you, Erky. Oh, he fell out. Darn. We will never think of eating turkey again in the same way after this.
Oh.
That picture is called I can't maybe not pronounce it right, but a Varrock demon.
Oh.
Is what I found that picture, but I thought, oh man, it's going to work great for what I
want.
Yeah,
it looks like a really messed up turkey or almost like a vulture-y turkey looking thing.
Huh.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, Oki, you're back with us? Oh, if you're trying to talk, Young, it's not coming out.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Oh,
what's the last thing that you
okay,
heard?
I think I missed the last part when I got dropped.
Yep.
What happened?
What's the last thing you know that you remember?
I heard Lord Turkey raising his hand or something, and then
he tried to do something, but it didn't work. It didn't go off. So It is up to you now. As you're standing there he's standing there close to you, Red is a little bit off, and also the pumpkin guys on top of you.
So Sir Erky is gonna try to blind, Lord Turkey by flashing across his eyes. So I guess
All right.
Try it with a.
Yeah,
like that.
roll just roll just your standard deal, and if you succeed, I'll give him, if he does something in melee, I'll give him disadvantage on it.
Okay, roll a single die then.
No, 2d6. You roll 2d6.
Okay, it's 2d6. Okay. So I stand, and another 6. Crazy rolls.
Wow.
Yeah, you'll do 1 point of damage to him, I'll say, and plus he starts grabbing his in the area where you scratched him in his eyes and stuff. So that's one. Is there anything else you want to do? Did we lose you again? Yep.
Lost him again.
You must have a bad internet connection or something.
Yeah. It's funny it was going strong all that time.
Yeah, I'll have to look. I didn't read the stats on it, but I think that was one from Pathfinder, or may have been D&D. I'm gonna have to look up the Varrock Demon and see really what it is.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool looking. The art is sometimes like the best part of these monsters.
Well, see, that's what I did. I just went. I went search for like mutated turkeys or D&D fantasy or whatever, and that picture popped up, and I thought, well, that's perfect for what I want to use it for.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny because whenever I start looking for something, I always find so many good pictures that you can only use like one for what you're doing, and then you have a pile of them, you know.
And that other turkey, I don't remember where I found it. It was just some art guy that had done that, I think he called it some like a mutated turkey or something.
That's too funny. I'm sad we didn't really get to use the car yet, but my bad.
Oh, I know. That was a great idea to what you tried, and man, it was so close.
Failure. Well,
at least it didn't fall into the giblet gravy.
Yeah, exactly.
Water pit.
I would have sucked the long walk to explain that.
That would be something to tell in the future.
Exactly. I mean, the game's not over yet, so you never know. We could still end up in the gravy. So, yeah, I think I don't know if you ran it or somebody else, but I think I played this particular tiny thing once, the Wastelands, but only once. This is now my second time.
Yeah, probably was me. Yep. Are you back with us?
Yeah, my phone just died from the lack of battery, and I switched over to the computer, and miraculously now the voice works.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it sounds fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so where were we?
You got one more action.
Awesome. Yeah, so he's going to basically do a typical attack. I roll 4 and 5.
Nice.
So
yeah, are you going against the Lord Turkey again?
Yep.
Yeah, you can see y'all have. He's looking a little ragged himself now, but he's still standing up. We're down to you then, Red. Is all y'all are very kind of close together, I guess.
All right, so I'm going to, feeling confident now in my one blast that went off, I'm going to try to throw the pumpkin guy at. Well, I guess he's too close now to throw him. So I'm going to do a shatter. I'm going to try to anyways.
All right.
Oh, we got 6.
And that means everybody in that area, enemies take 1 damage, right?
1 damage to everybody.
Yeah. Lord Turkey's not looking very well at all. The pumpkin guy, this is the first effect he's had that's taken him. So, but
So I do that.
Do that.
And then I pull my boomerang my back and I whip it at the Lord Turkey, hoping to cut off his giblets. But I am unsuccessful because I miss.
All right, we will go back to the Lord and his pumpkin pie spice guy. Pumpkin guy is going to swing towards you again, Erky. Whew. He'll hit with his sword and do 1 point of damage, Erky.
Oh boy.
Oh man, don't go down.
And let's see, Lord Turkey is going to clap both of his hands up above his heads again. This time it will work, so both Erky and Red, y'all will take 1 point of damage as he does his version of Shatter.
I am so glad that I took toughness as one of those feats.
I did not take toughness.
Then you're going to see him as he starts trying to move out of y'all's area away from y'all. And I will give both of y'all if you want a free attack on him, it's going to be I'll give it a disadvantage. But if y'all want to, as he's trying to move out of y'all's general area.
Okay, sure. I will whip my. I'll say since that disadvantage, I probably the boomerang's coming back in the air still, so I pull my sidearm and I shoot him with that. I try to, anyways.
All right.
But I roll a 1, so I don't know.
Erky, would you try to take a swing at him?
Yeah, as he's trying to disengage him, he's going to say, "Our the order of life is that we are the centerpiece of the table," and I rolled 6 and 2. So
Nice.
And you have your sword, right?
yeah.
How do you slice him, or will you slice him at that he falls down and you get him down on the ground?
Awesome. Yeah, as he turns to run, he slashes him at him in the behind, basically the place where they stuff the turkey. That's exactly the spot that he slices, and all the giblets fall out.
Yep, and as it does, the pumpkin pie guy, you see him stop being aggressive and just standing there, just not doing anything. You hear the Lord Turkey go, "Okay, I give up. 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 Please don't finish me off. You can put me on a table, but just skinny as I am, nobody's going to eat me, and we'll save whatever cranberry sauce there is. This was a bad idea."
Sir Erky slashes across his neck, severing his heretical head from the rest of his body. As he says, "You shall disgrace turkey kind no more. Gobble, 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 gobble." And
that is the end of Lord Turkey then.
Bored. I'm bored.
You see the pumpkin guy, he just turns around and starts walking off, like walking down the street, ignoring y'all now. The warehouses, they all start opening up. And you see like the worker turkeys, you see them start coming out and just dispersing themselves as it appears everybody's leaving. All the minions are leaving now.
Okay. Well, I don't, we don't get in the way of that, except maybe I'll say, okay, we need to, how you feeling there, Erky? We need to get back to the car so we can load up on cranberry sauce. So
I feel normal, as if natural order of things have been restored. Gobble, gobble, gobble. And he's like posing, before the vanquished foe with his sword held high up over his head. And, like the peacock, his tail feathers open up in a fan-like shape. And perhaps it's your imagination, but you hear the angelic chorus of, saintly turkeys sing behind him.
Y'all are able to get the car out and pull it across. A lot of the Cranberry City citizens, they start coming out of their shops and buildings after they see that the threat is gone now. You were able to salvage most of the cranberries, and some of the cans, unfortunately, were opened and dumped into a large vat and soured by now. But you're able to do that and head back towards your city after loading your deal up. And Red, how's it going to end for Red?
So Red is built up a very big appetite, having succeeded in this quest, and she sees the wounded Sir Erky, next to her as they drive back. But she keeps her temptation down and waits to see who is chosen this year to be the feast, and doesn't want to, even though he looks so tasty.
Sir Erky, how's it going to end for Sir Erky after this is done?
Ever since Sir Erky was a chick, all that he wanted to be was the centerpiece of a grand feast for everybody in the town. And now that he has vanquished Lord Turkey, he comes back to the town and they say, well, you've done a great service to our town, so maybe we're going to pardon you. But he says he'll have none of that. He says, a knight of an order of faithful turkeys, sole purpose is to die. And that is what I shall choose, to become a turkey for the feast for everybody. And then he sacrifices himself to feed everybody.
Sir Erky, the hero.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
So delicious.
The story is going to end as we, once again, we played Tiny Wastelands, Galanite Games, playing the mutated animal characters only in the silly Thanksgiving edition of Tiny Wastelands. Y'all are able to get back to your village, take plenty of cranberry sauce. So you're able to, the local citizens there of Cranberry City help you build a little bridge to get your vehicle across without having to try to Duke of Hazzard it again. You go back through the forest itself. You meet some of the locals out again after hearing that the dreaded Lord Turkey and his minions have been basted. You get back to your city. The next day, we go back to the forest. And as we do, this is what you will see. You will see the dreaded Rat Patrol in their old Jeep as they're driving along, and one of them sniffing the air, and the other one looks at him and says, "What do you smell?" The one that's driving goes, "One of those cunning foxes come through here not long ago and snuck past us. I wish we could have caught him because it smelled like he had wild turkey." That is the end of the adventure known as Saving Cranberry City. Thanks for playing. Daniel played Red Fox, and Yang playing Sir Erky. Once again, using Tiny Wastelands. Thank y'all for playing our Thanksgiving edition.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. Super fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks, Tony.